is the railroad right-of-way. The railroad right-of-way is in a swampy area. And the swampy area drains in that direction. So rather than have Greg's men take position along the railroad right-of-way, behind the cuts and fills, Jackson and Hill decide no one is going to try to go through that swamp. So Greg is told to position his men where we are. Now, along the railroad, just to the east of the swamp is Archer's Brigade. On Archer's right is Brockenrose Brigade, and on the commanding ground behind them is Lindsay Walker's 16 guns. So there's no one covering that 400 yards of the railroad grade. Then when you get beyond the railroad, the swamp, you run into Little Jim Lane's brigade. And it will extend for about in front of about 350 yards. And then the Union line, Confederate line, moves off in a southwesterly direction by the Bernard slave cabins and Davidson's battery. So the Federals will start advancing probably about the noon hour. Now their initial advance will occur when the fog lifts at 10. But then the enfilade fire of Pelham's 2 guns will delay the advance for a half hour, or 45 minutes. When Wainwright has to deploy 24 guns to neutralize Pelham's guns. Pelham will withdraw his guns. Now, no longer confronted by the enfilade fire, Meade will advance his division. He will be advancing with 2 brigades in front. St. Clair on the left, McGilton on the right, Pennsylvania Reserves. And in support, behind them will be Figure Jackson's division, a brigade of Meade's command. Figure Jackson doesn't know, but he's only got a couple hours to live. And as luck would have it, and when we're over Prospect Hill, we'll see a rough-cut stone erected by the R.F.P. Railroad in 1906. It marks the point where Meade disappears into the swamp. So Meade, either fortuitous luck, is going to hit the section of the Confederate line just to the left of Archer's left flank. Disappears into the woods, crosses the railroad grade, and Gregg is blissfully ignorant of what has happened. He has a skirmish line out in front of the 1st South Carolina Rifles, and his other 4 regiments 1st South Carolina, 12th, 13th, and 14th have stacked their arms. That means they're not planning to use their arms. Greg is deaf, pretty well deaf. Carries his father's senator from the Revolution. And the first Greg knows what has happened is when they can see skirmishers of the 1st South Carolina Rifles coming toward them through the woods in front. That means they're going to have no warning at all. They're going to see the skirmishers coming to them. They'll order the long roll sounding. And by the time they've taken their weapons and are forming, we are going to strike. The men of Meade, Sinclair striking them on their right flank, McGilton on their left flank, and have broken the Confederate, and are approaching. Greg will mount his horse, used to have a horrible heart, falling from his horse, shots. He's mortally wounded, will die that night. So Meade has scored. Sinclair immediately pivots to the left and starts driving Archer that direction. McGilton pivots to the right and starts closing on the right of Lane's brigade. They have a break. Now, so Reynolds will forget his important. And Gibbon's division will advance to the, if I am Gibbon, I have McGilton on my left. And I'm coming forward in 3 successive brigades: Taylor, Lyle, and Root. That means the 37th North Carolina, struck in the flank by McGilton, is being driven in this direction. So the Union have a breakthrough that is rapidly expanding. They need some help because the Confederates have not only Thomas's brigade and Pender's brigade in reserve, but they have men of Tolliver's brigade. Worst of all, they're going to have Hoover and Lee's battle man. Now, early and opposed secession, West Point graduate, 1837. But once Virginia succeeds, he sees from the Union, he's heart and soul to the Confederates. He does not like respectable women. He cannot stand John Brown's wife. But he has 2 alcohol wives himself. He has to be a gentleman. They live in the same house with him. One black and one white, as children by both of them. He's a real swearer, hard-beaten soldier. He comes up. So, where is Reynolds? Where is Reynolds? He's the Corps commander. He's got 1 Corps division. That's 1 of them. That's double A's division. That means you're not going to be killed or losing. The colonel is telling is with Wainwright manning cannons instead of ordering up reserve. And the battle is going to turn against them. And finally you're going to get these fellows who are going to be, this is Commissar. These are men out of the 5th Corps we set up here to support Meade and Gibbon, but there are too damn many Confederates. And now we're going to hear what our different people are going to be saying about what is happening.